How is the government responding to the Medibank data being leaked?
Give the call to the Minister for Home Affairs and the Minister for Cyber Security.
Thank you, Mr Speaker, and I thank the member for Blair for his question. Yesterday, I indicated to the Parliament that the consequences of the Medibank hack were likely to get worse, and today those fears have been realised. And I want to say particularly to the women whose private health information has been compromised overnight. As the Minister for Cyber Security, but more importantly as a woman, this should not have happened, and I know this is a really difficult time. I want you to know that as a parliament and as a government we stand with you. You are entitled to keep your health information private, and what has occurred here is morally reprehensible and it is criminal. I want to provide some information to the Parliament and to Australians this afternoon about victim support. Cyber hacks each have their own character, and the concerns and issues that citizens will face, even in this one instance, have many variations. Some will need technical questions answered, some will be victims of crime, some will need health support, and much more vulnerable citizens who are affected here are going to require intensive case management. As well as the focus on enforcement and prevention of harm, much of the work of the National Coordination Mechanism over recent weeks has been stepping out how this situation may unfold and for different communities of victims what support and services they will need to be provided. Now, our focus as a parliament is on Medicare stepping up on this, but of course there are requirements here too for government. We are very focused on how to make this easy and simple for citizens who are affected to access. I don't want Australians to have to circulate 14 government departments or areas of Medibank in order to get the support that they deserve and need. I spoke with the Medibank CEO today twice with Minister Shorten and Minister Butler, and I made it abundantly clear of the expectations of the Australian community about what this company owes to its customers, given what has transpired here. They owe that people who need help are able to get it. Medibank is providing a clean one-stop shop which will help refer citizens to support, whether that support is being provided by Medibank itself, a state and federal government, a state or federal police force. And it is important that that support is scalable. And I received the assurance from Medibank today that if a large data dump occurs, they are fully ready to provide services when and if they are needed to Australians who need them. We're supporting that work, including by Services Australia, who through their minister are making their staff available to sit with the Medibank staff in this. I want to say just finally, in particular with the Deputy Prime Minister and the Attorney General, I want to pay tribute to the work of the Australian Federal Police and the Australian Signals Directorate, and I want the scumbags behind this attack to know that the smartest and toughest people in this country are coming after you.
Give the call to the member for McPherson.
Thank you, Speaker. My question is to the Minister for Home Affairs. As the Medibank crisis deepens and millions of Australians' personal health data is at risk of exposure, can the Minister inform the House of any specific actions taken, as opposed to just expressing sympathy, to crack down on cyber criminals?
Order.
Why has the Minister not taken up the Coalition's ransomware bill introduced into Parliament over a month ago, which would establish tougher penalties for those who engage in cybercrime?
Order. I give the Minister for Climate Change and Energy will cease interjecting. I'm going to give the call to the Minister for Home Affairs and Cyber Security.
Yeah, thank you so much, Speaker, and let me make a few points. It is so regrettable that at a moment like this, the opposition wants to politicise the pain and suffering of Australians.
Order. Members on my left.
I am genuinely shocked. I have been a member of Parliament for 9 years, and usually in moments like this, we have a rare time to come together as a parliament to help people. And I just cannot believe that people who are suffering, who have had personal information about them revealed, that you are trying to politicise this. I'm just genuinely shocked. Now, let me say a few things.
The member for McPherson has asked her question.
Let me say a few things.
Order. Order.
Speaker.
The Minister will resume her seat for a moment. There is far too much noise. The member for McPherson has asked her question, was heard in silence, out of the respect she deserves, and I'm going to give the call to the Minister for Home Affairs and Cybersecurity. I'd like the House to listen to what the Minister is saying.
Speaker, as I say, greatly regrettable that the opposition has decided to politicise this, but let me go with them. I want to say this to the opposition. This is an incredibly embarrassing question from someone who was the Minister for Cybersecurity 5 months ago. This problem did not begin on the 22nd of May. And I would say to those opposite, I have said repeatedly that we are about 5 years behind where we need to be on cybersecurity. And do you know who were the ministers over the previous 5 years? It was the Minister for Home Affairs, and it was the person who sits in the opposition leader's chair. Now, we would like to collaborate with those opposite to fix what is an urgent national problem that is in part their creation. And I would invite them to come together with us and work as a team. And if you would like to ask further questions on this matter, I would welcome them, because we know quite a bit about the record of the previous Minister for Home Affairs, her treatment of public servants on election day. That demonstrates her commitment to national security issues in this country. Now, we take a different approach. We are trying to fight for our citizens, and we are trying to improve this for our country, and we invite those opposite to come and join us whenever they're ready to stop shamelessly politicising every issue in this parliament, which they did relentlessly for almost a decade. And where did it get us?